Say going live. You are live. All right. All right. We are live. What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's up?
All right. So, all right, guys. So, this is my first live um, video because I usually do mine's pre made, but this is my first live. My name is Louis, and I'm from the development. And today I have Jalen Vasquez.
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
Good, good. How you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, all things considered, and the world pretty much going on the outside. Can't complain personally, but pretty good.
Definitely. Um, Today is August 28th, which everybody knows is National Power Rangers Day. So as you can see, I got some Red Ranger helmets, and I know you do some Power Ranger pops.
I do. It's kind of like I do custom pops, and it's kind of how I've gotten known in the pretty much the Ranger community, and then even like custom pop community. It's kind of, I guess, my special little thing that I do specifically. So yeah.
Yeah, you've been doing this for 2 years now or so.
Almost 3, I think now. Yeah, because this is the third giveaway I'm doing this today and this weekend as well for Power Ranger Day. Yeah, 3 years, and it just kind of happened by accident. So, yeah.
Craftsmanship is never by accident. You just think of an idea, and then you just run with it. So Power Rangers was the idea, and then there you go.
Yeah, well, even like for me, like how I originally started doing all this, like I just saw this like official Funko Pop, and I just thought, oh, like I think I could make a really cool like morphing like Jason Red Ranger figure out of this. I just kind of played around with it. Like I used to sculpt back in high school, but I haven't really sculpted anything recently. So tested out the waters, and I liked the final product. I ended up finding a couple Facebook groups for like Power Ranger fans and collectors, and I didn't really have the intention to sell anything. I just kind of put it up there, and everyone was just like, "Holy crap! Like, where'd you get this? I'd buy it right now." And then I just started to kind of look into like slowly mass producing things, like how to quicken the process and things like that, and even doing packaging. So pretty much it's been a full learning experience doing custom pops, and slowly and little by little I try to perfect the whole process and craft. So
yeah, I remember. I don't remember if it was the first time or the second time, but I remember when like you posted in like some of the Ranger groups, and I know it was just it wasn't the pops themselves, it was just drawing at that point. And I was like, holy crap, like are these like Funko or is it like guys? And I was like, yo, these look good, like Funkos, just make them, because I know they're keeping it simple with MMPR, and I know they recently did the Lord Draken and the Megazords, but I was like, they need to branch out to all these other figures. But then I was like, maybe not. Let's keep people like you in business where they could create their own pops.
Yeah, that's probably like one of my biggest, strongest suits as well. It's just my packaging, because even like my background's doing graphic design and illustration work as well, and a little bit of web design. So like doing packaging was just really easy for me, and it's one of the things I enjoy most. And even like the newer lines that I'll do for like Zeo Space and a couple other things, I even look back to like the toy packaging from that era, like back whatever year it was on the air, and I could use that as like the design motif. But yeah, a lot of people say like, holy crap, like this looks official. And some people joke like, so official where I could be getting letters. Hopefully not, but
yeah,
hopefully it'll be good letters for a job, if anything.
Yeah, definitely. So I got a surprise. I do have one of your pops, and I definitely got to say, like just like the sticker itself, which is over here, and just like the design of like how you put it together, the just all that, and then just like just the whole thing, even the back, like it's just it's simple, but it's so good. And I know it's MMPR, but like this is like a classic like morph pose, and I don't know if everybody can see it, but it's classic morph pose, classic Tommy with the earring. Like none of the other pops that they're like demorphed. Um, like it's like yours is. I feel like yours is a little more accurate.
Well, the funny thing, like even for the official ones that Funko released for like the helmetless ones, Jason and Tommy, like specifically, those heads I use for my Bulk and Skull customs because I think they look better as Bulk and Skull than Jason and Tommy.
Do
So
you?
it just works.
Yeah, they're all great. I gotta say, and I love that like you put your business card, and then I know, yeah, this one comes with the sticker, which that like this is awesome. Like you're not gonna find something like this with I will probably say with any other maker, because I've seen makers and they just do the pop. Some do the box, some don't, but you go like all the way. You put your card saying thank you, as everybody could say, and where they can find you, and your logo, and then you give a sticker, which it can go on the back of your phone, it can go on your car, wherever people want to stick it.
Your laptop, whatever you want. So
Yeah,
and it's usually for like a lot of the pops that'll do. Like I don't want to say mass production because I'm not making hundreds and hundreds. I usually do about 20 at most 50. I think that Green Ranger Tommy is the largest run I've done, about 40 to 50. But even then, like anything like I'll do multiple figures of, I always try to get a sticker done just to give as like another like token of appreciation. And it's just something small. It's a nice token. And I'm starting to branch out as well because like with those stickers, we'll do like sticker packs, even like buttons. I just released a new Zeal button set based on my custom design as well. And yeah, and just kind of keep on going and just trying to think of other things to make, whether if it's Power Ranger related or not.
yeah.
I do have something. It's probably one of the most ambitious things I've done, and I've only sold one. I plan to make. I think I was going to do a run of 7 total, including my own. I posted this on Reddit. I think I finished it last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of got a little bit big on Reddit. Are you a Digimon fan at all?
I do not.
But so this was the most ambitious thing I've ever done, was a 10-inch pop. So this is Greymon from Digimon, and I know it's a little bit hard to see with the glare.
Yeah.
But hopefully, if you ever want to find it, it's on my website and it's on my Instagram.
And that's for you?
Yeah, box and all.
Wait, show that again. Show that again. Hold on. I just got to know how long that took you.
I want to say about 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow.
The main issue was, I would say, a bit of the packaging and sculpting some of it. So originally, like the whole base was the 10-inch T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And the moment I saw that, they just released the Digimon line that they currently have, and I thought, oh, that'll be a really cool Greymon figure. So I went to Comic-Con, since these are kind of hard to find just by itself, just here in New York, and the guy was selling it on sale as well. So I was like, give me 2 of those. I'll take 2 of those for now. And I kind of just went at it. Like for some things, like once I have the idea, I will power through it and just get it done. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things I've done as just a toy maker and customizer. And I'm hoping to get more made, roughly about 5 more, but it's just because of the size, it's been a little bit discouraging.
Yeah. I'm not a big of those fans of the big pops, but there's certain ones I do want to get, but I got no room.
Yeah.
It's hard, but that's crazy. So I know you said you sculpt, so you don't use the Funko, the DIY ones?
Not for all of them. The only ones I've used the DIY ones for were the putty ones I've done, which I will be doing a run of soon. Just because those are kind of easy to sculpt. But for like my Ranger ones, for example, I'll just use the existing Ranger figures because it already has like the gloves and boots, belt sculpted. Sometimes I'll have to like scrape off the morpher, cut things up, carve into it, things like that. Since the base is already good enough and it's just the minor details you just have to put in. And then from there, once I'm satisfied with whatever mold I have, or not mold, the master prototype, master sculpt I have, I'll make a mold out of silicone and then cast whatever pieces out of resin just to make it a little bit easier on myself and just save time. So I just have to worry about painting.
Okay. So basically, so you use the character themselves and just edit out all the parts and fix it yourself.
Yeah, and then most heads I don't really sculpt, like especially like my morphing line. I'll just use the exact heads from another pop. I don't really like casting heads too much because it's a little bit of a trick to cast it so it's hollow. Because if it's a solid piece, it gets too heavy and shipping gets a little too much, and sometimes it's too heavy for the box. Even for this Greymon one, I had to mount the prints. Normally on like my small boxes, I don't mount it on anything. It's printed on a thick cardstock. But for the Greymon one, because it's so big and heavy, you have to mount it on a cardboard, so it takes a little bit more effort, process-wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very detailed with it. Just like very accurate. Even got the ponytail. I don't know if everybody can see that, but you got the ponytail there. Like, I don't think like the Demorph one even had the ponytail, unless
it does. It's just not a big one. I have. I was gonna say I'll pull up my Vulcan Skull one, but it's over in yonder corner.
That one I did remember seeing the images. You put the ponytail also. I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, he's accurate. Like, he's not missing a step. Like, just making it. He's making it as accurate as possible, and that's what people like, and that's what keeps people interested in wanting to buy more your stuff.
Yeah, and some people have asked, like, oh, is it 3D printed? I don't do any 3D printing. I probably could, but for me, it's a whole other skill. I'd have to take time and learn to 3D model things myself. And then I'd have to find a printer. I could invest in a printer myself, but I don't know 3D printers well enough where I'm not sure if what I'll buy will produce the quality that I want.
Yeah.
So as of right now, it's just pretty much hand sculpting. And to me, it's like, I do respect 3D modeling and 3D artists who do that. But to me, there's still another skill working with your hands that's just a little bit different. And I kind of prefer it over just doing everything on computers.
Definitely. You heard it here first, guys. No 3D printing. This is all sculpt or using the character himself and then him shaping it to how he wants it. No 3D. Even though 3Ds are nice, but one, they're expensive, and then two, like, you drawing them out, you gotta draw it out on the computer, and then to make the 3D printer themselves print it out. And sometimes they're not accurate. Like, I've seen some 3Ds and then there's like a piece missing or some minor detail where like the printer didn't get it. So as you said, handcrafting is definitely nice. What made you get into like the whole like modeling and handcrafting? I know you said in high school you started doing it, but like what made you start like this?
Yeah, specifically with toys, it just started out. So I said like doing like the Power Ranger stuff just kind of happened by accident. But toys in general, like the Power Ranger pops, weren't the first thing. I don't have the figure physically with me because I sold it. But the first thing I started doing were money dolls by Kid
Okay.
Robot.
Yeah.
So I used to work at an art store in the city, Blake Art Supplies. They're not sponsoring me. If you want to sponsor me, that's fine. Um, but yeah, so we used to have we had a small contest for money dolls for customers in the winter time, and the whole theme for the contest had to be something like holiday related or winter related.
Okay.
So originally, staff wasn't allowed to enter it, which kind of sucked, but we understood because there was like cash prizes and like gift cards and other sets. So like we understood why. But because our location for our Blick was right next to Parsons New School, we're very student crowd orientated customer wise. And because it was at that holiday season and everything was due like December like 15th, that was right when finals were. So no one really submitted anything. I think we had maybe 2 or 3 submissions.
Okay.
And I think the last day like was when people actually submitted things. So our manager at the time, when we only had like 2 or 3 on hand, he said like, if you want, you can submit something, but you just can't win like the first prize because it was a voting, like customers would vote, would have it on display, things like that. So I end up making Ralphie from A Christmas Story. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's on TBS every year, 24 hours. So I did Ralphie in his bunny suit, and I actually like created the suit out of felt. So like I cut it up different pieces. I sold that to one of my coworkers who loved it. Hopefully she still has it. If she doesn't, I'm going to be pissed off at you.
Hopefully she does.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had it with me so I could show you. But if you ever look on my website, jalenvasquez.com, it's in there amongst all the other things. But yeah, and then since then, I kind of really like the whole process of making custom toys and kind of doing different things. The next one I want to do is that was like the standard like 6-inch one, and then we received like the smaller 3-inch ones in stock. I do have one that I did do a small run of about 7 for, and I end up making a tiny little baby Groot.
Baby Groot.
Yeah. So this one was really fun, and I even like gave him like doll eyes as well, since he had like big eyes. And I don't have it in this room now, but at one point, since I was like making the sculpt and the molds for it, I just decided he needs a second head. So I pretty much cast a second head and just gave him like an angry face, like he's like snarling.
Yeah.
And that one just looks really good. So if I usually give the option, if people want like a happy face or the angry face, people usually want like the happy, cute face, which I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Baby Groot. Come on, even though like I love him with his like, especially in the movie, like it's like just it's cute. Like you can't.
It's like a puppy.
Yeah. Like, oh, look how mad you are, but you're so cute. Oh man, that's you've done like a lot of great work. Like I gotta give it up to you. Remember when I saw you at PowCon and you gave Roger one, like that was even like great, and he was like super happy.
Yeah, I've been happy and just lucky enough for most of my custom Ranger stuff. I've been able to give it to the actors, and just seeing their reaction, and even if for some who I haven't been able to give to yet, they've shared my work on their like social media pages, and for me, it is just completely surreal for the whole experience, especially as a Power Ranger fan growing up, just watching the show as a kid, just being like crap, I want to be like one of these guys. Just seeing them appreciate your work has just been like the best thing ever. Like I can't describe the feeling of it. But yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's 27 years. National Power Rangers Day. Man, I remember when I first saw Power Rangers, I was like, oh, I was like super excited. I had to like watch it every weekend, like just be on it. Um, who was like your like when you first started watching it? Who was like your favorite character?
Jason from Mighty Morphin.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
here,
I don't know. I mean, like red's still my favorite color now. I don't know if it
yeah,
was because he had a T-Rex that was cool.
yep,
He had a sword. I don't know what it was, but I don't know. He was just really cool. And meeting Austin St. John, who played Jason, like was probably one of the best days of my life, just as a fanboy. But yeah, then after that, I'd probably have to go. Oof, who would I go after? I'd say either Adam or Andros.
okay, okay,
Right after that. And I also met both Jian Bosch and Christopher Kamen Lee, and they're hilarious guys. Like
yeah,
I don't think I've met funnier people than the two of them.
yeah, yeah. Chris Lee he's funny guy, and like once you get to know him, he's like just himself, super funny and like like crazy, but a good crazy. Like you just
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
know. Bosch is like great, um, super humble guy, like just chilled, laid back. He like if you go on his line, if it's not so long, like he will talk to you, and you can ask him like
yeah.
anything. Um, definitely. I did like the Red Ranger Jason, and then I did like Tommy when he came, and I was like, oh, who's this bad guy? And then like he was green, and then like he had the Dragon Sword, and that reminded me of Godzilla, which I also like. And I was like, oh, and then he died down a little bit, but then he came back.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, oh snap, White Ranger, and I was like, okay, I was still like, and then it just went on from there.
Who did you would prefer, Green Ranger Tommy or White Ranger Tommy?
Uh, that's a good question. Good question. I'm gonna have to say Green Ranger just because Dragon Sword. Like I do like the Falcon Sword. Don't get me wrong, but come on, Dragon Sword, play the flute, fires missiles out of his fingers. Like that's definitely
Same.
who. If you could have like any of the Power Ranger powers, who would you have?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I might have to go with Wild Force because I like the whole idea of bonding to an animal.
That is true.
Or, God damn, how do you pick one? 27 years.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who my second choice would be. Maybe Dino Charge.
Okay.
I don't know. Some about Dino Charge I kind of like. I think it's the suits. I don't know. I don't know for that. But definitely Wild Force is the first choice, and maybe Dino Charge is the second.
Do you watch or like the Sentai versions of?
I only started getting to watch it because like most series are on Shout Factory for free, which is great.
Yeah.
So I started watching Z Ranger, and it's hilarious to see like the storylines are completely different from like just the American Power Rangers.
Definitely.
But it's interesting to see, I guess, like each like monster of the week's like motives and how they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's definitely weird to watch, but you're definitely like, yeah, I could see how they've like edited all this footage to fit their own custom storylines.
Yeah, yeah.
But I definitely love to watch more.
Yeah, definitely. There a lot of it is great. A lot of them is great. A lot of them is like, I don't know if you you'll see when you continue watching them. Yeah, like they're good, and then some of them are
Too goofy.
yeah, no, not like creepy, more like like super cheesy, not really worth watching. The But yeah, like you'll see them once you keep going. And
Yeah,
then
like I heard like Car Rangers like really like goofy and just silly.
yeah, yeah. Um, let's talk about your logo. So from what I'm understanding, I'm assuming that's a pencil with a red line.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There's
Why?
also a second image as well. There's a reason why like it's colored like that. Not the
Okay.
red, but the pencil.
Okay.
It's also my initials if you look at it.
Oh yeah, I can see it. JV. Yeah. That is
That
yeah.
took forever to come up with.
Yeah. How did you like come up with that? Like, what was your thought process on this when like you was making the sticker?
It was roughly even before doing toys when I started to freelance for whatever design and illustration and stuff. And like just starting to get my website together, I figured like I needed a logo and I wanted some sort of monogram of my initials. And there's like one summer during college where I literally sat in my room every day. Like during the daytime, I would just work on this, nighttime go out with friends. But every day I would just like sketch different ideas of variations of a J and a V. And just like some of it like overlapped each other, some of it was like separate, some of it mirrored. And after like 100 different ways of writing it, I found one way, like the way that it is now, but it wasn't slanted as it was. I was like, oh, this looks like a pen or a pencil.
Yeah.
All right, let me kind of like play with this more. And then I looked at different fonts and different things like that, experimented with how it looked, and then found something that was just like, this is it. This is what's going to be.
Yeah.
So,
It's definitely a nice logo. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh, it's pencil, red line, or maybe a pen, because pencils don't. Well, you do have those red pencils actually.
yeah.
Used to use it, but yeah, I also but now keep looking at it. Now I can see that your initials, which is great. Um, yeah, I'm horrible with logos. Like just thinking of, even thinking of like what to do, or like even thinking of your brand is super hard.
Yeah, I personally like when I tell people I do graphic design work. A lot of people, that's one of the first things people ask, like, "Oh, do you do logos?" I actually don't really do logos
Okay.
because, like you said, it's very difficult to try to come up with a logo for something like that. Like for me, if you have an existing logo and you kind of want a slight revamp to kind of modernize it or use like certain elements, I might be able to do that for you, depending on what your current logo looks like. But if you give me free reign and like start from scratch, I
Yeah.
will not do it. I'm like, nope, no, thank you. Just because
Yeah.
it's hard, just because it's a little bit of a different skill set, and it's like this is what your business is going to be. This is like it's your first impression.
Yeah.
So I don't really want that pressure on me.
Yeah.
But I will help figure out if you have something existing.
Okay.
Um,
Do you do
yeah.
other design work, or just like
Yeah. So even lately, during quarantine, I've been working with a local restaurant nearby in Woodhaven, Queens.
nice?
It's an Ecuadorian restaurant. They asked me to redo their takeaway menus and redo a whole website. Their website I'm still currently working on now. I also work part-time with my local bid here. So for those listening who don't know what a bid is in New York City, there's like smaller districts and areas within each borough. So like things like Times Square, Greenwich Village, things like that. If anyone's not from New York and you may have heard of these areas, usually it's kind of like a chamber of commerce. So it's what they're responsible for, like public sanitation, any public events. So I am on contract as a freelancer with the Woodhaven Bed here as web designer and social media coordinator. So I pretty much had to redesign their website pretty much from scratch since it was very outdated and it looked like it was created with geosites.
Okay.
If anyone's old enough to remember what that is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, wow. Gee, I haven't heard that in a really long time. Wow.
Yeah.
So, so you can say I, or anybody that lives in New York might have seen like your design somewhere, or like something that you have made in like the city or Queens or Brooklyn.
Possibly, definitely on social media. You've probably definitely seen it, or if you're in the area of Woodhaven, you've definitely seen my work, most likely somewhere.
Yeah,
Or if you're a Power Ranger fan, you've definitely seen my work somewhere.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Like I know a lot of like graphic designers or web designers, and they just do like their basic work with either helping just companies, or like, or just like the ranger community themselves, because there's a lot of graphic designers and web designers that make prints for some of the rangers, and but that's awesome that like your work can be like almost anywhere in the in New York, let's say, or even, or especially Facebook or Instagram, or even any type of social media.
Yeah, it's definitely like with social media, it's definitely helped just getting like a small following and things like that. I mean, my goal, I don't do murals, but I'd love to see like, even if I did like an advertisement for something, like
Yeah,
I would love to see that like a bus stop, something like that. I think that would be amazing, or in the subway even. That would be definitely a huge goal as a creative in New York. What was I going to say? I completely forgot. It was something on the lines of social media. My mind just blanked. If it comes back, it'll come back.
hopefully it comes back. That's hopefully one day like you'll get to that goal where like your one of your designs, or like it would just be on a billboard or on a bus, and I could be like, yo, that's this guy's design. I'll be like, I know that guy.
Oh, now I remember, since that kind of triggered the thought. I remember part of like the moment where I realized like, oh crap, like I'm slowly getting like recognized for certain things. I don't remember which ranger at Comic-Con I was in line to meet to get one of my pops signed and give them a pop. But I think, who was it? It might have been Karen Ashley. Ashley, Austin St. John, and Walter Jones was there. I was giving them all three custom pop of theirs and getting mine signed. And all three took a great photo of each holding their pop. And I heard like three different voices, like when I was taking the photo, saying like, one person said like, oh yeah, like I love his work. I follow him on Instagram. Or another guy's like, oh yeah, I've seen his work online before. I remember, I think it was the same Comic-Con. I was in line to meet Jason David Frank to give him his, I don't know if it was Lord Draken or Green Ranger Tommy pop at the time. And someone saw it like when I was in line, they saw me holding it. He's like, oh, that's really cool. Like I've seen the guy who makes them on Facebook. He just made a Kimberly one like the other day. I was like, yeah, that's me.
That's crazy. I know the guy's work, but I don't
Yeah.
you never know who like is it's true. Like you'll never know. Like you could just meet somebody like right online and be like, oh, that's a dope pop, or like that's a cool pop, and like sometimes some people like are shy and don't even say, oh, this is my work. But that's good for you that you was like, yeah, this is mine, I created. And then that gets more people interested of like, oh, where do you sell, or can you make me one? And word of mouth definitely goes around, especially in the ranger community. Like
Yeah.
it's everywhere.
But even just as like a freelancer in general, like if whatever you're doing, whether if it's like graphic design, writing, photography, you kind of have to be like that, because like the work, like, yeah, to an extent, work will come to you if it's through word of mouth, but you really have to hustle your ass and like bother people, show off. Like some people will say like, oh, like you're a little bit boasty. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like if someone wants to hire me from it, I'll be like this.
Yeah. You gotta push. You gotta grind. You gotta like keep what's the word, like just push, because you never know where it can take you. Like, you never know. Funko could hit you up and be like, "Hey, can you help us make pops?" Like, come on,
or worse, they'll say, "Hey, stop doing this."
yeah. I don't think I actually don't think they can. Like, just it's
There's
custom.
there's some gray areas of it.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a lot of other customizers as well. Like even like Funko, they have their own contest for customs.
Yeah.
And pretty much like, I don't think they'll give me letters, but usually Funko's response will just be, let's just make our own.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah, basically, sooner or later, like, I know designers get like scared because they'll make their own, and then afterwards you'll see Funko like months later, like, bam, here's ours, and then it's just like, great. But the thing is, sometimes Funko doesn't make it as accurate as
because it's
customized would.
Yeah, I mean, because they have to cut costs at some point, because at the end of the day, it is a $10 to $15 figure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's understandable, but it's what it is.
Would you, if Funko was to give you a chance, or like any like toy company, to work with them to make them a toy that one day will hit the stores, would you do it?
Hell yeah, even if it's just packaging. If you want me to design packaging, I'll do that too.
Yeah, definitely. Packaging, like,
yeah. There's one. So I did one money doll. I didn't like sell it to anyone. I just made one. I thought about making multiples, but I just never got to it. But I ended up making a small money doll of Buzz Lightyear, and he has a removable helmet, removable wings, and I end up making a packaging for it. I think I had to do like 5 different tests because things didn't align up properly. But I ended up making his package look like the box from the movie, where it's like a spaceship and everything. If people want to find that, it's somewhere on my Instagram, or it's also on my website as well. Yeah.
Are you? I know Funko is hard enough. Are you gonna like branch out maybe to like Dorbs one day, or like, I know Kid Robots have like little small figures also that I know customizers do those too.
So there are a couple other figures I plan to branch out. It's just the time. It's a little bit of time. It's a little bit that, like, I know my pops will sell, whether if I sell like 5 or 10, whatever.
Yeah.
I know, especially like my Power Ranger stuff, there's people will buy. So I've kind of just been focused on that. But there are other figures. There's a blank figure that released, I want to say a year ago, Abominable Toys. It looks like a Yeti figure. I have one that's like half sculpted that I was going to submit for a contest, but I kind of just forgot when the deadline was and just completely missed it.
Yeah.
There's another line that there's somewhat up and coming. They're probably well developed now, but they're called Plasticcell. They're great. If you don't follow them, definitely follow them. It's just Plasticcell figures. What they do is, hold on, I might have one in my drawer. Or yes, hold on, 1 second.
No problem.
So they made their own blank sculpted body, and they have like 3 variations. So it's essentially just like a jacked person.
Okay.
And they have like 3 different figures now. So they have a slightly like slim male, and then they just released a female blank figure recently. And it's completely made out of resin, and their community, their custom community is insane. They have a separate page for their customizers work. Mr. Whitecell, that's the name of the figures, just Whitecell figures. And their work, some of the work there is amazing. They just, they're having a contest now for like, I think the theme is like apocalyptic. I didn't have time to submit anything for that. They had another one in the past where it was like heroes versus villains. and I submitted something that I did an art swap with a buddy of mine who's a huge Street Fighter fan, and he was eyeing my work as well. So we did a sculpture swap, and he wanted Akuma from Street Fighter. So if anyone wants to check out photos for that, that came out really great. It was just amazing. My figure didn't win, but my buddy, he was just blown away with the detail of it. I did make before that Akuma. I did make a mini Guile from the same body. So
nice.
Sorry, trying to figure out which. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Like
my little tattoos.
Yeah.
I thought about doing a limited run. I ended up making a mold for it, and I don't know why I didn't sell them, but when I made the mold for it, so the mold like comes out like exactly like this, full like just a static stance. But I cut up the copy and kind of did like his fighting pose in the game.
Yeah. That's I gotta say that's on point. Like that's really dope. That I hope you do get one day like you get recognized more, and that somebody will call you and be like, hey, I want you to work with us and help us create our next line of figures or toys or what do you call those? The white
cells.
The white cells, yeah. That's pretty cool.
I mean, I'd love to just do conventions more often, just to like meet people, meet other creatives, and just get my work out there like that. I've never done a full convention.
Yeah. You should definitely get I know it costs money, everything does nowadays. You should get like a small table one day, and like just like people come up to see, like you have your little samples of work and just like create something. I know that's for a 3-day con, that's probably gonna be pushing it but even with that, like there will be interest if people see how you like shape it, even if it's not colored yet, and you just shape it to that character they want. Like you'll probably get some hits.
Yeah, I mean the main thing that's kind of held me back from conventions was, I would say most, if not all, my figures are generally made to order. So it's essentially just spending the time before the con itself to make things ready to sell. Just because for me, especially as someone who goes to conventions, it's kind of about the impulse buy. Like if it's there, you see it, you want it, you're not going to ask questions. I don't really want to just have like a few or just like not for sale, just things for display. So like, hit me up like after this or next week. I'll make one for you, just because you lose a sale that way.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, it is hard, but hey, to get you recognized a little bit, it'll take you places, and hopefully, even if like, there is people that like when they go to Comic-Con, they literally just look around and even go to the artist alley or especially the artist alley. Like people just look around, and I've heard stories where like somebody just like goes up to them and be like, hey, do you want to help us draw our next comic, or like help us design something? And I've heard stories like that, or even like seen it, and people just pass their business card, and who knows what happens from there. But hopefully that'll be you one day.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully when cons open up soon, I'll be able to slowly do them. I did do one like small like makers fair. I don't know if you know Royal Collectibles in Forest Hills.
Yeah.
So during Free Comic Book Day, I think the past 2 or 3 years, they've been doing the makers fair just for like local creators, artists, and for free. They don't even charge for a table because like they know they're going to get the foot traffic anyway for Free Comic Book Day, and they figured why not help out local artists. So set up a table there, and it was great. It was a great experience.
That's dope. Yeah, I definitely know Royal Collectibles. They have one in Queens by Astoria. That's their new store, and then one over there, and then the original location. Definitely a good store. Anybody that's in New York, definitely check out Royal Collectibles. They have a lot of good comics. I've seen a lot of good collectibles. Me and my friend Eddie go over there and just check it out sometimes. We've bought like some comics there, and stuff. Definitely, anybody in New York, definitely go check them out.
Yeah, even if you're like into sports memorabilia too, they have a second shop from their Woodhaven one, just like a few storefronts down, where it's strictly like trading cards, sports memorabilia, even like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, you name it, they pretty much got it.
Yeah, they got almost everything. That's
Yeah,
that's classic stuff right there. Magic of the Gathering.
and wrestling too. Not many places have a lot of wrestling stuff.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of definitely a lot of places don't have a lot of wrestling stuff, but they do. They have a lot of toys and
Yeah.
yeah, they definitely got everything.
I was going to say that's actually one of my plans for one of these white cell figures. So my favorite wrestler, who I've also cosplayed at last year's Comic-Con, was Rey Mysterio. So hopefully when I sculpt like a full, like just Rey Mysterio, I don't know if the pose is going to be like just like this, static, or he's going to be like have his arm up. I don't know yet. But hopefully once I get the master done, I'll make a mold, and then I could try to paint every single color variation he's had.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of different masks, but he's definitely a cool guy. I think I met him. I think it was Rhode Island.
Oh, that's cool. I've never met him. I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, he was in Rhode Island Comic Con, and as short of a guy he is on TV, that's how he is in person. I was like, but he's definitely a cool guy.
Well, that's funny, just because like when I was at New York Comic Con, like dressed as Rey Mysterio, so many people thought I was actually Rey Mysterio. They had to like do a double take, like, oh no, like that's not him because he doesn't have enough tattoos.
Yeah,
because I like
his whole arm is tattooed up.
I mean, I have like I did print like fake tattoos, like temporary tattoos of pretty much his own design. Like I had like the rosary here. I had his like Mexican across his abs. I had that. I had crosses, like 619, you name it. But it was like dope. Yeah, it was like early when he debuted, and I even met Sam. I think Sam. Yeah, it was Sami Zayn at the time, and he was just like, "You look really good. Like you're even like roughly his like height and build, just not as muscular, but you're there." I was like, "That's awesome."
Yeah, that's definitely dope. I wish I got to say that. So before we end the show, tell everybody about your giveaway that you're having, because it's definitely dope giveaway, guys. You definitely should check it out.
Yes. So because it is Power Rangers Day, I've been doing this giveaway for the past, this is the third year in a row. It's essentially a way to thank the Power Rangers community, Funko community, just for the support and love that you let me keep doing this. So pretty much there's two giveaways going on my Instagram account and one on my Facebook page. The Instagram account is JalenV515, so JalenV as in Victor 515, and then the Facebook page is just Jalen Vasquez Designs. Pretty much all I have to do is like the post that the giveaway is on, like or follow me, whichever platform you're on, and then just tag one of your friends below. The winner will receive a custom pop of their choice of the Zeo, Power Ranger Zeo line or the Power Ranger in Space line. So there'll be one winner for each, Facebook and Instagram. And then the secondary prize will be a button set, one for the new Zeo button set that I just released yesterday. And then, they have the choice of either the Zeo button set or the original Morphing Six Ranger button set that I released like a year or two ago. So that'll be going on for one full week. I will be announcing the winner on September 4th. So there's still plenty of time to get involved. It will be one entry per person. It is international as well. If you're in the US, you don't pay anything. If you are international and you win, you just have to cover the shipping because international shipping is crazy right now, unfortunately. But it's what it is. I don't know what time I'll announce the winner yet, roughly probably the afternoon. But if you just follow me on Instagram, I'll most likely make a post there of when I'll be announcing the winner. But yeah.
All right, awesome. Definitely check them out, guys. Facebook and Instagram. Um, Make sure you do the get follow all the rules. It's
Yeah,
definitely a good giveaway. As you know, that's how it is, guys. It's not gonna be the Tommy one, but it's gonna be either in space or Zeo, and it's definitely worth giving it a shot. Even
yeah,
if you don't win at the end of the day, it's definitely worth giving.
yeah. Oh, and
Definitely worth entering.
before I forget, two things. There's also a sale on my website as well. So if you just go jalenvasquez.com/shop, any like Ranger sticker sets or button sets are buy two, get one free for the whole weekend. There's no code, it will just automatically deduct it. The sale will expire on Sunday. So if you want to grab some buttons or stickers, definitely do that. And then I'm actually going to do a first reveal of something that I think I've only sent one other person. The actor also knows he's going to get some too. So my two next lines that I've mentioned, I guess one will be a small teaser since I didn't finish it for this. I'll be doing Ninjetti, so like the ninja suits from MMPR. I don't know if, so I still got to sculpt a little bit
Nice.
more and paint. The body I originally had, but I had my temperature in my oven too high and it melted, so I have to resculpt that. But the other line that I will be doing next is Turbo, that a lot of people have seen the packaging for. And I do have a blue Turbo made already. So I know Blake Foster, if you watch this, you'll definitely be getting one soon, and a couple others. But yeah, Turbo and Ninjetti, those are the next ones coming up.
That's awesome. That's yeah, definitely, definitely check them out, guys. Definitely try to enter the contest, even if you don't win. Support local freelancers, small businesses. That's the way to go right now. Um, any last words?
No, just thank you so much. I think what you guys do for showcasing local artists and freelancers is great. Definitely keep doing this, especially in times of Corona. But everyone out there, just stay safe, be good people, be nice to everyone. That's it.
Thank you. You guys can find me on Instagram. It's official. I want to thank everybody that joined in for the first live event. Um, there will be more coming. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. It's MDMC Entertainment. Uh, you will have find all our videos there. Uh, that's it, guys. Have a good day.
Have a good one.